Have you ever heard of a movement so simple that it needs no machines, no equipment, and yet it can rebuild your strength, improve your balance, awaken your energy, and even restore your inner vitality? Sounds like folklore, doesn't it? But it's real, and in Japan, it's been practiced quietly for centuries. The Okinawans call it the Kiba-dachi, or horse stance, a grounding posture at the core of martial arts, meditation, and even longevity training. You may think it's just standing, but this ancient stillness holds a secret. It turns your own body into a living gym. 2 minutes a day. No running, no jumping, no noise, just deep breath, calm focus, and the kind of stability that keeps Japanese elders walking tall into their 90s. Let's start where true strength begins, the legs. After 50, leg power isn't about looking athletic. It's about independence. Getting up from a chair without bracing your hands, climbing stairs without a grimace, walking down the street without fear of falling. In Japan, they call it ashibara no chikara, the power of the legs, and the horse stance trains exactly that. As you lower into position, your thighs, glutes, and calves awaken together, holding steady like the roots of a pine tree in the wind. There's no bouncing, no impact, no pain, only quiet tension, the kind that rebuilds the foundation of your body. It's gentle on the joints, but ruthless on weakness. And when your legs grow stronger, every part of life becomes easier. Carrying groceries, keeping balance on a slippery floor, even standing in the shower without fatigue. 2 minutes a day, every day, and you'll feel it. The return of grounded strength, the kind that whispers, "I'm stable again." But the horse stance doesn't stop there. It reaches deeper, into the hara, the core of your being. Western fitness often thinks of core strength as abs or six-packs. The Japanese see it as your lifeline, the center where your breath, posture, and inner energy meet. Holding the stance activates the entire trunk, the front, the sides, and the deep muscles supporting your spine. It teaches your body to stabilize itself quietly, without twisting or collapsing. That subtle control is what keeps older Japanese farmers working the fields well past 70, because their strength doesn't scream, it hums. With every breath, you strengthen not just muscle, but endurance, the kind that lets you stand longer, sit straighter, and move through the day without fatigue. After 50, your core isn't cosmetic, it's survival. And then, balance, the quiet art of not falling. You don't notice when you're losing it until one small stumble reminds you. In the dojos of Kyoto, balance is trained not through speed, but through stillness. The horse stance forces your mind and body to reconnect. Your brain relearns where your limbs are. Your feet rediscover the floor. Your posture finds its center again. This is called proprioception in science, but in Zen, they simply say, know your place in space. Over time, your movements become smoother, your steps more certain, your mornings steadier. You start trusting your body again, and the beauty is, you can do it anywhere. In your living room, in the garden, even next to your bed before sleep. No tools, no timer, just breath, presence, and stillness with purpose. So before we move on, take a breath. Plant your feet shoulder wide. Bend your knees slightly. Feel your weight settle evenly between both soles. That's your first horse stance. Stay there for just 30 seconds. The ground will remind you, you are still strong. You are still here. Let's talk about something few people mention, your vitality below the belt. In Japan, longevity isn't measured just by how long you live, but by how well your internal energy, or kai, continues to flow. The horse stance is one of the few movements that activates those deep pelvic muscles most exercises ignore. When you lower into the stance, circulation increases naturally through the hips, pelvis, and lower abdomen. In traditional Japanese practice, this was believed to awaken Psyche, the life energy that keeps your organs vibrant and your mood stable. Today, we'd call it healthy blood flow. For men, this can support erectile function and pelvic control. For women, it tones the pelvic floor, supporting bladder health and balance. There's nothing mystical about it. It's anatomy meeting tradition. And here's a quiet truth. Improved circulation down there often means better sleep, better mood, and yes, renewed vitality. No pills, no embarrassment, just breath, stillness, and the power of posture. But the horse stance isn't only physical. It's mental training, too. After 30 seconds, your legs tremble, your thoughts wander, and the mind whispers, "Enough." This is where real change begins. In the dojos of Okinawa, students are taught that the body and mind are not separate. Shin-gitai, the unity of spirit, technique, and body. When you breathe through the discomfort instead of escaping it, your brain learns to stay calm under pressure. That practice spills into daily life. When stress hits, when plans fall apart, when sleep refuses to come, you've trained yourself to stay centered. Science confirms what the old masters already knew. Controlled stillness lowers cortisol, balances hormones, and sharpens focus. So while the world rushes around you, you learn the art of being unshaken. After 50, this isn't just fitness, it's mental armor. And then, the joints. The quiet hinges of life that so often complain first. Knees, hips, ankles. They carry decades of steps, stairs, and strain. But what if strengthening them didn't mean pounding on them? The Japanese call the horse stance isometric discipline strength through stillness. When you hold the position, every joint aligns perfectly. No jerky movements, no grinding cartilage, just pure, balanced engagement. The gentle tension strengthens the tendons and ligaments that hold your body together, like tightening the silk cords of a bow. Over time, stiffness fades, stability grows, and the fear of missteps begins to disappear. This is how older Japanese artisans, gardeners, and monks keep moving with grace well into their 80s. They practice small, controlled endurance every day. The body learns to hold itself. So, if you've ever skipped exercise out of fear of hurting your knees or hips, this may be your answer. The horse stance doesn't fight your joints. It teaches them harmony. 2 minutes a day. No pain, no equipment. Just quiet strength building where it matters most. If your hips feel heavy when you rise in the morning or tighten each time you sit too long, you're not failing. You're simply feeling the years settle in. In Japan, elders have a quiet proverb, Yojo wa koshi kara. Longevity begins in the hips. Every graceful step, every stable movement, every act of balance starts here. When you practice the Kiba-dachi, or horse stance, you aren't just exercising. You're maintaining the very gait of life. As you lower yourself into position, your inner thighs open, the pelvis softens, and circulation returns to the body's deepest channels. It's not a forceful stretch, but a respectful conversation with gravity. The body whispers. You listen. And that patience creates youth far more lasting than creams or supplements ever could. With each day of practice, something subtle happens. Morning stiffness becomes shorter. Your walking rhythm steadier. Your back straighter without effort. You begin to move like the elderly gardeners of Okinawa, who bend and rise with fluid grace well past 90. Scientists studying those centenarians discovered that their secret wasn't diet alone. It was habitual micro-movement, daily stillness, and the refusal to surrender motion. The horse stance embodies that mindset. 2 minutes of quiet strain that teaches your muscles endurance and your spirit serenity. And while your hips open, your energy awakens. In modern terms, we'd call it hormone balance. Less cortisol, more endorphins, smoother circulation of testosterone and estrogen. In Japan, they call it ki no nagare, the flow of life energy. When your breath slows and your body steadies, that flow strengthens. You feel warmer, brighter, sharper. It isn't magic. It's biology and harmony. Your nervous system learns calm alertness, strong but soft, engaged but relaxed. After 50, that balance is priceless. It turns restless nights into restful sleep and transforms sluggish afternoons into steady vitality. From the outside, someone might look at you and think you're just standing there, but inside, a symphony is playing. Your quadriceps hum with quiet electricity. Your core muscles interlock like woven bamboo. Your spine becomes the mast of a ship sailing through still water. Even your breathing joins the rhythm. Deep, circular, deliberate. That SY Zen monks once practiced this stance before meditation to anchor the body so the mind could float free. This isn't just fitness. It's resilience training disguised as simplicity. When the burn creeps in and your mind says, stop, you stay one more breath. That tiny act rewires something fundamental. You're teaching yourself not to flee discomfort, not in the stance, not in life. And that discipline spills everywhere, into patience with family, courage during uncertainty, calm when the world shouts. As the Japanese call it, seijaku, the stillness found within motion. Now let's talk about the joints, the quiet storytellers of your life. Every ache is a memory, every crack a reminder of miles walked. But the horse stance gives those joints a second language. Strength through alignment. Holding the position builds gentle pressure that nourishes cartilage and trains ligaments without strain. Over weeks, knees stop complaining, hips regain fluidity, ankles rediscover elasticity. You start trusting your own footing again. And that trust changes how you walk through the world. Imagine bending to tie your shoes without that tiny wince, or stepping off a curb without glancing down first. That confidence is the true luxury of aging well. You might wonder, do I need equipment? No. Your body is the equipment. You might ask, do I need a teacher? No. The stance itself teaches you. What you truly need is consistency. The Okinawan masters have a saying, Ichinichi Ichido. Once a day is enough. 2 minutes of honest effort outweighs an hour of scattered intention. The stance doesn't demand sweat. It demands attention. Here's how to begin, step by step. Start with feet together. Breathe once, slowly. Step out. First toes, then heels, until you feel grounded. Point toes slightly outward. Lower your hips gently as though resting on a cloud-soft stool. Keep the chest open. Back straight, eyes level. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts. Exhale through the mouth for 6. Hold for 30 seconds today, 40 tomorrow, 60 next week. When you rise, do it slowly, as if bringing the energy up through your spine. Then bow your head slightly, thanking your body for its work. This ritual builds not only muscle, but gratitude. If you have knee or hip issues, keep a chair beside you for support. Even a shallow bend has benefit. Depth will come naturally. Remember, perfection isn't the goal. Presence is. The stance meets you where you are. And as the days pass, something more profound emerges. You begin to notice silence differently. The sound of your breath becomes comforting. The tremor in your thighs becomes a teacher. You stop counting seconds and start feeling moments. That is ikigai, purpose through practice. Every morning you take your stance, you affirm, I'm still building, still becoming. Aging no longer feels like decline, but refinement, like wood polished by time. So, take a moment right now. Wherever you are, stand tall. Spread your feet. Bend your knees. Let your weight sink evenly into the ground. Feel the earth respond. You are not weak. You are rooted. You are not slowing. You are stabilizing. 2 minutes of this quiet strength can change your posture, your confidence, even your outlook on life. Because the truth is, youth was never about age. It was about engagement. The horse stance invites you to engage again. With your breath, your balance, your being. So tomorrow morning, before the world asks anything of you, give yourself this. 2 minutes. One stance. Infinite return. And when you finish, smile softly, like the old masters do, and whisper the words they've passed down for generations. Ganbata ni, keep going. Do your best. Because every day you hold that stance, you are saying goodbye to old age and hello to quiet power.